Hello, this video is all about how to register a limited company. So first of all, congratulations for making the right choice and not going with registering yourself as self-employed, because it is just through and through dumb any way you look at it. I mean, if you want an exit plan with your business, if you want limited liability, if you want like a proper business structure, always go limited company, never go self-employed. It's just so stupid, unless you would be in business for 5 minutes. Right, rant over, let's get down to work. In a moment, I'll switch over my screen. First of all, I'm going to tell you how not to register a limited company. So I'll let you know what not to do, and then I'll let you know how to register a limited company. Here we go then. So all I've done is I've typed in register a limited company into Google, and the first thing that I can see are several sponsored ads displaying at the top. So I'm just going to pick one of these at random. I say at random, I'll go for the top one. They've obviously put a bit more money behind their marketing. So let's give them the time of day, shall we? Let's see what they are going to offer and how they're going to let us set up a limited company. So let's see, simple company formations from $12.99. Let's go to their packages, view all packages. So let's break this down, shall we? So let's go with their first package, which actually, kind of looking at it right there, they're not making a lot of money on that. If you were to register a limited company direct, it costs 12 bob, and they're only charging $12.99. So they're only making 99p on top of that. So let's see. Filing fee included, better be. Free business bank account, interesting. They've obviously got some kind of deal set up with different bank accounts, but if you were to approach any of the bank accounts that they have directly, I'm sure you'll get the same offer. Free online company manager, that's something you just don't need. You'll get that if you register a limited company directly. A free .com or .co.uk domain name, that's the one. So it looks like, you know, what this company First Formations has in place are several affiliate deals with different suppliers, and obviously they're going to get a little kickback for everyone that they refer to a domain name or a bank account. And then email copy of certificate and incorporation, blah blah, and share certificates. Once you've registered a company directly, you have access to all of that anyway. So great that gets emailed. It just takes that kind of, you know, chink out of the chain, but yeah, that's nothing too special. So let's see. Let's work our way up the ladder here. Let's see what they offer for the next package up, which is the privacy package. So let's see, a limited company with registered office address. Ooh, perfect for protecting the privacy of your home address. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look. What else? Affiliate deals. So there we go. Registered office service, London WC2 for 12 months, and one service address, London WC2 for 12 months. Now, I've been racking my brain here. In what kind of circumstance would you need to hide where your limited company is based? I'm not 100% convinced or sure that, you know, that is a good idea, unless, you know, you are Walt from flipping Breaking Bad and you got some kind of underground operation going on. I've only got into that, by the way. I know, look, 10 years late, better late than never. Breaking Bad, brilliant series. But yeah, why would you need a registered office address to disguise where your company is actually based? You know, once you're kind of up and running and you're doing business with someone, and yeah, let's say for example they go onto company's house and they see your registered address and they see it's central London. Okay, yeah, that might look good, but that's obviously going to come up in some kind of conversation or some kind of question at some point, and it's kind of like, well, why did you do that? Because I just wanted to hide my address. Why? Well, it sounds good, doesn't it? Alrighty then. I'm always the believer of, in business, as long as you're not doing anything dodgy, but, you know, be very transparent. You don't need to hide where your office address is, or, you know, pose as something else. Just be who you are in business, and don't fake anything. So I would strongly advise not to, you know, go with that service. But let's skip a few packages ahead, shall we? Let's see what First Formations offer as their all-inclusive package. Let's go right to the top of this one. So what do you get for $139.99? Let's have a look. In addition to the service address, we get filing of your first confirmation statement. Easy enough. I'll probably do a video on that as well. That costs 13 quid. Call answering and business telephone number free for 1 month. Again, that's some kind of affiliate deal that they've got going on. And that 1 month trial period, I can guarantee you approach these type of companies directly, you'll probably get that as well. What else do we get? A printed, it's printed, real paper, I'm gonna be able to feel it. Certificate of incorporation and the share certificate. So you don't need it printed. It will always be online on the gov.uk website. You can always have access to that. Printed and bound. Bound, they put it in the folder. Ooh. Memorandum and articles of association. I think I mispronounced that. Who cares? Business service address for 12 months. Did we have that before? Wait. How long was... Okay, well, you got that again for some reason. VAT registration. Again, that doesn't cost anything. You can do that directly. PAYE registration doesn't cost anything. You can do it very easily directly. GDPR compliance package, something that you can very easily grab online. 12-month cancellation protection. What does that mean? Let's see. Oh, you can dissolve your company. Dissolving a company with them normally costs 50 quid. I mean, I'm sure... I've dissolved 1 or 2 companies before in the past, and I think it costs... Is it not free or just a tenner? I'm sure you can correct me on that down in the comments. And then, oh, there we go, a full company secretary service worth $149.99. But look, if I've got a full company secretary, oh boy, that's going to be worth 100 times more than that. No, let's see what that includes. Let's see. Appointed company secretary, showing you take your compliance seriously. Dedicated account manager. Preparation and filing annual confirmation statement. That takes like 10 minutes, if that. And that only costs 13 quid. It says it there. Preparation and maintenance and storage of all 5 registries for the service period of 12 months. Blah, blah, blah. Up to 3 changes to your company per year. Blah, blah, blah. And all of that you can do direct through Company's House. It's just waffle and stuff. And it looks really good on the surface. And it might give you a warm, fuzzy feeling inside to register with these guys. But trust me, you don't need it. And I think it's much better to... register a company direct through the gov.uk website, and all these things like PAYE registration, VAT registration. Again, I think you really need to go through the process yourself of getting these registered directly with HMRC, so that you don't have a middleman doing that on your behalf, because this middleman, as good as it might be, it might be, and it might take a little bit, I really do mean a little bit of work away from you. I think it's always best to kind of work it out yourself, because if you are, seriously registering for VAT and you're about to trade and sell products and services where your turnover is above the VAT threshold, then yeah, you really need to do your research on VAT first, and the best way to do that is to do it directly. Now that's enough of a rant on how not to register a limited company. Let's get on to how to register a limited company. So back to the screen. So again, I'm on Google. I've typed in register a limited company again, and I'm going to scroll through the sponsored ads and click the top organic listing, which is from the gov.uk website. Set up a private limited company. Register your company. So let's crack on with this. So here is the information that you will need. You will need your town of birth, your mother's maiden name, your father's first name, your telephone number, your national insurance number, and your passport number. That's all you need, guys. That's all you need. It costs 12 quid. Can be paid by direct debit or credit card or PayPal account, and it's normally registered within 12 hours. I've registered companies before, and I've had 1 or 2 occasions where it's been like just super quick. Someone's obviously been monitoring the system. It's been a quiet news day, whatever. I've had companies registered within 3 hours going through the system. So let's go through, and you can also register for PAYE here to tell HMRC you're employing staff. So again, going back to my previous example where that premium package offered to do PAYE for you, again, this is it's all done right here for 12 quid and it's done directly. And blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's click register now. So obviously I'm going to just use lots of fake information here that I'm just going to make up on the spot. Are you starting a new application? Yes, we are. Yes, we are starting a new application. Check before you start. Let's get rid of that. Accept whatever cookies. I'll delete you anyway later. We're going to ask you some questions. Your answers will show whether you can use this service to register a limited company and set up corporation tax. Or take you to another service if you're not eligible, put my teeth back in, to use this one. Continue 2 questions. We only accept card or PayPal on the service. Well, I'm not going to chuck money at the screen, am I? Of course. Yep, that's fine. Any directors or persons with significant control on the company's house secure register. The secure register is for victims of threatening behaviour or violence who cannot risk having the home address information on the public register. I'm going to assume that if you're watching this, you are probably not on the secure register. In all honesty, I haven't really I don't have experience with the secure register, but if you are in that situation, I think you should call Companies House directly. But just for the sake of continuing, I'm just going to say no, so we can press ahead. You will now create a government ID user for this company. Create government user ID. That is still coming up with the cookies. They're crazy about the cookies. Let's see. I'm gonna. Oh, I need to use an email address which isn't already registered. I needed a bit of a think about that. I do have 1 or 2 registered limited companies. So for the point of this example, I'm just using an email address that I hardly ever use for my e-commerce business. So let's continue with that. We've sent a code, so I'm gonna check my email. I've grabbed the code from an email and I've just put it in there. And there we go, email address confirmed. This will enable us to help you get the most from this service. Why, thank you. And continue. So anyone with an email address basically could get to this stage. What is your full name? Let's pick a fake name, shall we? Let's go with Mike Hunt. It's got a nice ring to it for some reason. Right, on the next screen, I need to create a password. Now, I did just try this, but I got... It said my password was too commonly used. So I've just typed in a more elaborate one. I've already pre-filled this in because my autofill was showing some sensitive info and I can't be asked to play with autofill right now. Next screen is set up a recovery word. The word must be between 6 to 12 characters, blah, 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 all this stuff. I have kind of blurred that out just in case that anyone tries to access this, but it's a good word I've picked. Very good word. Related to my childhood. And then that gives me a government gateway user ID. So again, I have blanked that out and I'm just going to cut and paste that in a document so I can refer back to that. You will need your user ID and password each time you sign in. So there we go. So I'm fully set up now to access this system and to register a limited company. It was quite straightforward. And it's the kind of registration you get with most sites. The next screen then is what is your relationship to the company. Now, if you are doing this on behalf of someone, if you're an accountant or something, you're going to know this already. It will be agent. So yeah, I'll skip that. If you're doing it on behalf of someone, if you're the company secretary, which I highly doubt that you are, I'm going to assume that if you're watching this, you are setting up a company for yourself. So I'm going to click on company director and press ahead, save and continue. Next up, will the company be a community interest company? This is a special type of company that exists to benefit the community. Its social objectives must be written down and approved by a regulator. There are limits on how much profits it can pay to its members. Now this is, as it says, if you've got social objectives, then you are doing something that benefits the community. It could be your local town. It could be like a local community village hall where people can kind of gather and meet. It could be something involving, I don't know, taking kids off the street and letting them play, I don't know, ping pong, that kind of thing. Now for the purpose of this video, I'm assuming that you're setting up a company to make a profit. So I'm going to say new and save and continue. So will the company be limited by shares or limited by guarantee? So limited by shares is the most common type of company. If an owner ever wants to take profits from the company, choose limited by shares. Limited by guarantee, this is widely used for non-profit bodies like charities and clubs. Profit is rarely given to the owners, it's usually kept within the company or used for other purposes. So I am again on the assumption that you are making starting a company to make money. Even if actually, and then there are some circumstances where you might create a limited company to use it as a vehicle for something. I had a friend of mine who she wanted to approach Channel 4 with a show, and they wouldn't look at her script because she wasn't a limited company. I asked her, look, I told her you should go and get a limited company as a vehicle. So use it as an umbrella to actually approach producers. Even in that kind of circumstance, I'd say go with limited by shares. I'd say only go limited by guarantee, as it says there, if you are creating something like a charity and it's a non-for-profit. So let's go limited by shares right there. Next up, company name. What is your company name? So let's choose anything. I don't know. Deirdre. Marjorie. I don't know why I'm going with old. I can't spell today. All right, Budgie Attack. Just Budgie Attack. Budgie Attack Limited. Which company name ending would you prefer to go onto the public record? Doesn't matter, really, honestly. It really doesn't matter, limited or Ltd. I prefer Ltd just because it's shorter, less of a mouthful, isn't it? Less of a mouthful. Save and continue. What is the company's registered office address? I'm going to put my address in here and just block everything out. I don't want to be stalked or anything. So where will the company be registered? Just put wherever you're based. I'm based in England, so I'm going to save and continue there. What is the company's principal place of business? Unless you've got a separate office, it will be the address that you just typed in on the previous screen. Just click that. Give us one or more ways to contact Budgie Attack Limited. I've obviously typed in a fake number there, and then save and continue. Is the company replacing another business? Well, if you're watching this, then I'm assuming that you're setting up a new company, so I'm just going to do no. When will the company start trading? And you've got a few options here. On the same date it gets set up, on the different future date, no plans to start trading or to do a business activity yet. Now, this is quite interesting. What I always do when I start a company is I have my year end coincide with the end of the tax year in the UK, which is in it's the start of April. So it doesn't really matter too much at this stage. You can kind of go back and change this. You do need to fill in a form with Company's House. If you're ready to trade straight away, obviously click on the same date it gets set up. If you're not ready, click on a different future date. And then you've got no plans to start trading or to do a business activity yet. And this goes into my previous point about if you're potentially using this company as some kind of vehicle, or an umbrella, just because you want to approach someone as a limited company, then click on no plans to start trading. But again, I'm going on the assumption that you are ready to get going. You don't want to hang around to make some money. So let's save and continue. In the first 3 months, will the company do any of the following? So will it pay interest on any non-bank loans, for example, to a director who has loaned the company money? So if you from the get-go are doing a director loan and you're paying interests, then you need to declare that. Or if you're charging your own company interest on those payments, you need to declare that. Make royalty payments, for example, for using someone else's patent. Or if you receive interest or dividend payments from overseas investments. Now, in the vast majority of cases, that will be no. So I'm going to, for the sake of this video, I'm going to assume no. And then continue. A quick warning: to understand when your company may need to account for income tax in the future, it is best to speak to an accountant. Yeah, yakety shpackety. Let's move on. Next screen, what will the company be doing? So this is where you basically say, what business are you in? What is your company actually going to do, and how's it, and what's it going to trade in? What industry? So let's put, it was Budgie Attack, wasn't it? So let's put art galleries, I don't know. Maybe it's a bit of art called Budgie Attack. Oh no, I'm just making stuff up. But I mean, you can put anything here. It's got an example there, motor. Let's just see what that brings up. Manufacturer of motor vehicles, manufacturer of bodies, coach work for motor vehicles. See, some what's quite interesting is that there are certain words where you have like tons of different options, and then there are other words where you just have no options. Let's put in, I don't know, bird. You won't get anything for bird. Budgie? No, nothing for budgie. What other word? Any word? Jam. Jam makers? No, nothing. So let's just go anything. Manufacturer of motor vehicles. That's what Budgie Attack does. Apparently, it creates vehicles to attack budgies. That's its whole purpose. Save and continue. Check and confirm what your company will be doing. Yeah, Budgie Attack will be manufacturing motor vehicles, of course. Confirm and continue. Next up, has anyone on this application ever sent a secure register form to ask Companies House for protection? I am going to assume no for the purpose of this video. And next up is director details. So let's just put some fake details in here. Mr. Budgie Frank Smith as director used a different name for business purposes in the last 20 years. Well, in the last 20 minutes, yeah. For the purpose of this video, no. Nationality, British. Date of birth. I'm just going to put a fake one here. 01. I'm going to make myself quite a lot younger. Wait, no. Yeah, that feels nice. Actually, let's make myself even younger. That's nice. And job title, company director. So, if you are obviously setting this company up for yourself, it is going to be company director. You are the owner of the business, and in the UK, you really want to choose company director to show that. So, save and continue. What is the home address for Budgie Smith? I'm just going to click this box again. That has my blurred out address that I entered before. Does Budgie Smith want to receive filing reminders by email? Yes, you want as many reminders as possible when it comes to filing different things. There is an annual return you need to do every year. It only costs 13 quid. It takes literally 2 minutes to fill it in. Maybe I did my last one, I'm sure, in under a minute. Just like click, submit, PayPal, done. But yeah, you don't want to miss any of your filing deadlines because you don't want any silly little fines that you then need to appeal and get reversed, which, yeah, normally happens, by the way. But yeah, let's click on yes. Which email address does Budgie Smith want to use to receive filing reminders? Let's pick the one that I've registered with. Check and confirm director details. So let's go and check everything. Mr. Budgie Frank Smith, date of birth, 1st of Jan 1998, making me feel good with that. Nationality British, blah, blah, blah. I confirm where the director lives. I confirm that Mr. Budgie Frank Smith lives at the address I put in before. And then agree to become a director. You're about to sell up the company's shareholders. We will ask you to tell us who the company shareholders are, how many shares you want to give them, choose a value for each share, and then confirm the shareholders and shares you've created. So if you continue, is Budgie Smith a shareholder? Let's say, Budgie Smith is going to be, it's going to be yourself, isn't it? If you're setting up your own company. So you want to put yes, you do want to be a shareholder of your own company. It's just like, when you watch Dragon's Den and they're offering, shares of their business. It's the same kind of thing. You want to make sure that you have, some shares, or at least one share. If you don't plan to sell your business at any point in the next few years, just have one share. Keep it simple. Just put one share in your own name, and you're all done. Would you like to add another shareholder? So obviously, if you have any partners at this stage, you'd put them in here. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to put no. Check and confirm the shareholders' details. What is shareholders' name? Budgie Smith. Address for Budgie Smith is that address. And then confirm and continue. Do you want to use the most common type of shares? Yes, you always want to choose the most common type of shares. If you want to create different types of shares, which is just more technical, more complicated, obviously click no. But again, if you're watching this, I'm assuming that you want to keep this as simple as possible. So let's click yes and then save and continue. One share is all you need. Again, if you're not planning to go on Dragon's Den in the next few years, if you're not planning to sell your business or get capital investment, just put one. If you are, by the way, if you do want to get capital investment and you do want to have that option sooner rather than later, you click on other amount here, then enter the number of shares that you want. Oh look, 10,000 right there in the autofill. I've obviously been creating lots of shares in one of my companies at some point. But again, for the purpose of ease, just one share is fine. Choose a value for each share. It's normally £1. £1 is perfectly fine. You don't need to, you know, mess with other. Just put £1 is fine. Check and confirm shareholders and shares. So yeah, Budgie Smith has 1 share. The value of that share is £1. And then it has, so you can see down here, just confirmation of that. The company has a total of 1 ordinary share with a total value of £1 in British pounds. This gives shareholders full rights to vote on company's issues, receive dividend payments, or receive capital or assets if the company closes down. So confirm and continue. You're about to set up the persons with significant control over the company. So let's go over what is a person with significant control. It's someone who has more than 25% of the company's shares and voting rights. It's the right to appoint or to remove directors, and the right to make decisions or influence decisions that affect the company. So it's really the people at the very top of the business. Obviously, you're going to be there. If you're setting something up with a partner, then they are going to be there as well. So let's continue. From your previous answers, we know that Budgie Smith is a person with significant control. I think that's because I gave Budgie Smith just 1 share and there were no other shareholders, so it's made an assumption based on that. So let's continue. Does Budgie Smith have the right to appoint or remove the majority of company's directors? Yes, he does. He has all the rights in the world. He is Budgie Smith. No one can move Budgie Smith. So I'm just going to click yes. Again, if you're doing this for yourself, obviously you want to give yourself all the rights that you possibly have the option for. So click yes. Check and confirm details of the person in control of Budgie Attack Limited. So it's Mr. Budgie Frank Smith. Date of birth, 1st of Jan 1998. There's my address there, blurred out. And then we confirm where Mr. Budgie Frank Smith lives, and confirms that we confirm control of the company. I confirm that the person named here are in control of Budgie Attack Limited, and they understand that the information will be listed on the public record, which is perfectly fine. So right here, do you want to use model articles of association? All limited companies must have articles of association. These are rules for directors and shareholders about how to run the company. Model articles are a standard set of rules that have been written to suit most companies. Now, this is where I think most people not familiar with setting up a limited company might turn a shade of white and get a bit freaked out about using this or not. I mean, it's just like a very kind of standard form, standard document. It has no real impact on the way that you run your business. It's just very standard. And if you don't use the model one, then you do have to create your own one. So I'd say always yes, unless you got something very technical, very different going on, which is out of the box, in which case you're probably not watching this video, is fine. And then you got a few models, articles of association in HTML format. Link right there, so you click on that and look at that another time. It's just quite standard, boring stuff. You don't really need to read it. But let's save and continue. And do you agree to form the company? So this is your kind of final kind of sign off really with creating this company. I'm kind of wondering to myself now how far I can really go on this with a example and a demo. I don't think anything is properly confirmed until I pay, which I'm obviously not going to do. So I'm going to save and continue. Create electronic signature for Budgie Smith. So just choose 3 bits of personal information that you'll input here. I'm going to put some stuff here and I'll ask my editor to kindly blur it out. So check and confirm your answers. So this page has all the answers that I've inputted along the way. Confirm and continue. I think this might be the point where I can't go any further, I think, but I'm gonna press on anyway. I'm sure I could pull out before I pay. That's what she said. Yeah, so yeah, again, we can see everything that we've gone through. The shareholder stuff, the company share has 1 share, person in control, Mr. Budgie Frank Smith. I understand that this registration application can't be changed after I proceed. Now, this is the point where I am gonna stop, because I think that I might actually register something if I continue, which I'm not gonna do. But basically, once you press that button, confirm and send application, your application will go through to Company's House. You'll then be sent to a payment page where you'll be asked to pay £12. Now look, it sounds like a lot, and I know that this has been a long old video, so look, if you've watched all of this, then thank you so much for going through it. But as you have seen in this video, it is just all very straightforward. It is just very simple stuff. And I think, yeah, some people can get a bit phased out by the amount of stuff that you have to go through with this. But yeah, there's no kind of rocket science here. It is all straightforward. If you do need any help, if you do kind of freak out with any section on this application, then you can call Companies House, you can call HMRC. And what I really love to do when I call any civil servant, if I'm honest, but especially any kind of company stuff that I can't get my head around, is I just have a laugh and a joke with the people on the other line, and it really helps. See, I start by saying, look, talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Honestly, like I reference Family Guy, right? I'm like, Peter Griffin in Family Guy. Sometimes he's like, talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Do that, and if they start getting really technical, say it again, and you have a laugh and a smile. And trust me, it really, really, really helps with them being patient with you, and having a laugh and a joke with them is going to make it more fun for them. And at the end of the day, they can be more inclined to help you as well. If you made it this far, then guys, look, thank you so much for watching. This is probably one of the longest videos that I've done in a very, very long time, and I really hope you found it useful. Please do hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.